Victory. Victory to me. I figured out what my fat fingers have been doing. Oh yeah. All right. So 1 second and we will start. Nightbot. I'm stupid. 1 second. Hopefully everyone is joining in. Everyone is here. We're happy people. Okay, this should work now. Ref. Yeah, man. That was all sorts of juggling act. So now, anyone want to do the study? Just type 'ref, and you should get the reference. Let's do it. It was it's a juggling act. God damn. But yeah, congratulations to everyone who managed to... Oh, stop being this way, Photoshop. Wow. And there's what's happening if you do the deadline. Oh yeah, it's nothing. Right, I should change that too. God damn it. Oh, why is it this way today? Oh, it's like 6 minutes in the warm-up and I haven't started yet. There we go. Update info. All right. It's not easy today. Yeah, so like I was saying, congratulations to everyone who finished round 1. Was amazing turnout. I think approximately 20 of you, for different reasons, didn't have time or ability to contribute. And I think it's pretty good statistics. It's okay for... there's always going to be a dropout, and I think we were particularly... some people were particularly unfortunate of like bad things happening, unforeseen things. So I think it was a little bit more than usual, what one would assume would be the dropout rate. But all in all, I think it's a pretty decent turnout. What, 85 out of 102 contributed, if I remember correctly. So it's pretty good. A voodoo breakfast, yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, I need to do some ASMR. Life of my beard ASMR. Yeah, so there was a lot of people doing some amazing art, as you can see in the gallery right there. Amazing. I think I've accidentally squashed the ratio. I'll fix that. Hey, Marshall Nimbus. Well, thank you. Welcome. Welcome back to you too. Shartha. Well, it was unfortunate. But it is what it is. Life happens. Dame Deviant. Good morning, ASMR Bjorn. Beard ASMR. That's my new USP. The women will flock in masses to hear me scratch my beard. Is the next big fetish coming. Trust me. Forget boob streamers. It's gonna be beard ASMR streamers, and women will like start gluing fake hair on their faces so that they can also do like a beard ASMR. Copyright Bjorn Hurri. Hey, the Mind Waker, how's it going? Yeah, Shartha, it's unfortunate, but things always happen, and not being able to join an art competition isn't the biggest thing. You know, we are still here. We're here. We're not going anywhere. It's just a shame that you couldn't continue to do something that you have agreed to do. But that's all. You know, it's not the end of the world. It's just a lovely art competition. It's all good. There's bigger things to deal with usually. Shartha, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think last year some people were they were in similar situations as well, and I mean, you can nothing but understand. You know, sometimes life happens, and you just can't do anything. Calzone. Iglesias. Yeah. Gria, you don't know what calzone fila is? Oh man, let me tell you. Yeah, Bonamir Levy did that, but it's based on this joke um, that uh, in Swedish, there was this joke when I was younger that you were underwear drunk. Like, what are you gonna do this weekend? Oh, I'm gonna do a kalsong fylla, which means underwear stupor, more or less. And the idea is that you order in food, you have beer or alcohol in your home, and you just spend the whole weekend in your underwear. Like, you don't do anything, you have no purpose other than just booze and pizza and video games and movies, screw clothes. You're just, underwear weekend. And that's kalsong fylla. And for you non-Swedish people, it sounds like calzone fylla. And Warmup Levy decided that it is a album, like a DJ calzone fylla. The Mindbreaker, yeah. Örjan, there you go. There you go. Kalsongfylla. It's the best kind. There's 0 point of existence. It's just food and alcohol and video games or movies. Screw the outside world. It's it doesn't matter. It's the way to go. I need to close this. I need to look at the finer details. Kalsari Kennit. Dame Deviant, yeah, that is every weekend before parenthood. Absolutely. Oh, and what is a art competition if not with a pinch of drama? We've already had a little bit of drama, but needless to say, it was sorted, and the party involved already stepped up and apologized, and all the problems are solved. So we are Gucci on that part, on that front. But all competitions have to have drama. It's a part of the whole process. But we're good. We're all good. All squared away. There was drama last year as well. But it's a part of it because it's like serious, right? People take things serious, and that means everyone is under scrutiny. Everyone is looking for injustice if injustice occur, and of course, it's easier to care when you're involved in something. So naturally, when there's something that you feel is unfair, you will call out. You call it out. But long story short, there's no more drama. The drama is solved. And Sharsa, yeah, I agree. A voodoo breakfast. Yeah, there was. Yeah, not yesterday, but yeah, over the weekend there was. Marshall Nimbus. Yeah, it is. It's one of my favorite all-round brushes. It's a great, like a foundation brush. You can't, for me, I don't want to finish a painting, start to finish using the brush. Um, but it's a great, like, starter brush. I have a few other brushes I like to use to break the monotony up a bit, because with every brush, because it's a digital brush, you don't have real world like physicality to it. You can't manipulate you can't manipulate the tip like you can with traditional media, because it's a digital one. So you always need a few additional ones so you can break the kind of monotonous recipe up. Gria? You don't? The priest with the fire. It should be in there. There, there, that one, right? And it cycles through all of them, round one directory. It should be in there. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was 85 paintings from you guys. It was amazing. Hey, what Amir? How are you? Okay, so I want to desaturate over here. Yeah, it was amazing effort from everyone who decided to participate, who submitted work. I mean, like with everything, it's like life comes in and time runs out. You don't have all the time that you need to do, and it's all understandable. But it's about prioritizing um, prioritizing like information that you are applying to your painting, like a minimum quality type thing. Like is this good enough to submit? At least I've tried, and in a way you're forcing yourself to make the best educated decisions you can make, given the short amount of time given to you. Right, so it's quite an interesting kind of mad scramble in terms of what you can do that way. But obviously, if you had a month, your painting would look different. But now you have 2 weeks within a set time frame that you can't adjust because it's out of your control, right? So it's a little bit extra strange pressure to be able to um, get stuff down in correct quality, or a quality that you want. Yeah, it's really good to have a deadline because, like I said, you prioritize uh, decisions in how much effort can you put into it. Even if you don't know how to do it, you are doing it because oh, tomorrow it has to be finished. I have to submit something. Let's try to get as much down as possible, and you're kind of prioritizing where do you need to put the details in order for it to communicate enough what you want to communicate. So for me, like the more you do it, the better understanding you will have of what shortcuts can you take or how efficient can you be in painting. Because I've noticed it in a lot of paintings, for example, is that there's a lot of overworking. Just because you want to make a better painting, you're spending a lot of time zoomed in and like noodling all those juicy little strands of hair and so on. Um, but doing so, you forget about the full picture, about like the accuracy uh, of not needing to zoom in, but to convey the information as a whole, a combination of the whole. Like look at the old masters. Not all the old masters, of traditional media zoomed in or were overly detailed. Yet when you're standing in front of them, you go, "Holy fuck, that's amazing," you know. And that's because they've managed to like capture reality through that lens of simplification and storytelling and draftsmanship and their view on things and their own mannerism of how they like to explain reality. you know, through the means of a brush, which is not an easy thing to do, and which takes practice, and that is deciding when it's enough, how deep in the rabbit hole do you go in terms of detail versus simplicity, saturation versus desaturation, all these things. And the more you're aware of them, the stronger that game will be, right? And I think for a lot of people, especially digital art, where you have the ability to more or less infinite resolution, where you're not like confined by a canvas or your ability to see the canvas, you know, like in real world. Örjan, you and your dry humor. I can't forget the most important part, which is that lovely little house, which is like the accent of it all. But yeah, it is an issue with a lot of digital artists, especially, like knowing that fine line of implied detail and actual detail, and where it like starts to sing together. And it is an important thing to practice, and a lot of it, in my experience, comes from the manner that you construct your drawing from thumbnail to finish, and layering brush strokes and building the image up. Like a lot of artistic flair or artistic flavor, like Jamie Jones and so on. I mean, Jamie Jones in particular is extremely loose. He's very artistic, like in the brush marks, but he has control, and it looks amazing. And let's say someone like Craig Mullins, who's also quite artistic and suggestive in a way, in the way he paints the landscapes, or the details rather. But one thing that, even though he has the resolution, both of them work in high resolution, they are not over detailing. They are constantly checking, is it enough detail? Do I need to go looser? And especially if you keep that in mind and looking at their step-by-steps, you can see where the foundation they build follows through the whole painting. They don't do any step that's arbitrary from start to finish, because they know how they need to build the image up. And also they use the happy accidents that they're making with their brush marks. And both of them, for example, they use very not clean texture brushes. Like they use a lot of mark making brushes, that they leave and that they work up on. And they try to kind of lean on those marks so that the marks themselves carries, like I said, they carry through the painting. And you should try to make a study out of one of those paintings and try to build the painting the same way that they're doing. Or you can use the palette that they're using, but don't copy the image. Copy the idea of the image, right? Like, okay, he used red for the foundation, then he adds brown on top to detail the character. But you are making your own character. But you're using the same palette and similar type of brush marks, and try to figure out like how those artists are leaning on the marks that they've already made, and you'll see how so much of it is down to not overworking your pieces just because you can. And also, for example, like an artist that is very his professional work is very controlled, but his personal art is a lot more artsy. And that artist is a guy called Wojtek Fuz. He's a Polish artist. He's working in movies mostly at One Pixel Brush, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, he in his personal art, he also leans a lot on the like artistic brush mark path, and I think there's a lot to learn from that path. Erika Ricky, yours is there, but I think the randomizing jumps a little bit all over the place. Yeah, that's Wojtek Fuz. Fuz, or however you say it. I don't know how you say it. But like a good example is this. What I mean about like allowing a lot of the marks to bear to be left in there, so that, I mean, these are studies. He looks at real life stuff and draws it, but like a lot of it, okay, this is safe to watch. I thought that's, but this is obviously a lot overworked, but you can look at elements like her feet, for example, and her legs, that there's a lot of artistic brush marks in there that helps to dictate. He was a lot looser before, and then he went into like full illustration mode, a lot more like matte painting, and nowadays his work is a lot tighter than what it used to be. But you can still see like there's a point where he stops working an area and just leaves it to be a brush mark. Örjan, yeah. I don't necessarily think it's a good thing. I think he lost a lot of his like power, in the sense that his tighter work is, I think, a bit too tight for my taste. But maybe he is very happy with that style, so how can you blame him, right? So anyone who wants the reference that Study Monday is today, just type apostrophe ref, and you'll get it handed to you on a silver platter. And it's like the whole idea about detailing and so on. It's like, at what point does a painting deserve details versus where it doesn't? Like if you add more details into the shadows, the painting might instantly become over detailed. Then you need to boost the detail again on the focal point so that the focal point becomes the dominant one, and then you need to balance, and it's like a vicious circle loop of overworking it over and over again. And even more when you zoom in and you don't see the picture as a whole, and you're detailing the zoomed in focal point, and you don't see where you need to ease off or add more contrast or less contrast, because you're not even seeing the painting. You're just engulfed in the rat race of details. But it's a very common mistake. Everyone does it. Even I do it a lot of times, even though I'm aware of it, you know. But it's like a knowing, just, okay, I should stop working on this now. Like, when does it stop giving me back? You just need to practice building the image and trusting the marks and not overworking the marks, and have a clear understanding of where you're going. Because of a lot of times, if you're just making marks, you're not having a direction, right? Time and smudge brush, most likely. The law of diminishing returns, yeah, absolutely. All right, time is up. Study. Reference. If you want a reference, 'ref. Even off stream, just come to the channel and type ref. Every Monday it will be updated, so it should be all good. I will also link it on the Firestarter forums for the reference if anyone wants it. Let's rate someone. Let's rate Max. Have a great one, everyone. See you guys tomorrow morning. Good night. Have a great day. Great job on the Unreal Bjorn 2 round 1 entries. It was delicious to look through them all. Outro time, and then I'll take us to Max. Toodles.